All right, folks, what is good? This is episode 61 of the VF Cast. I'm VF Baller over here. We talk about gaming and everything under that umbrella. I usually do an episode around the middle of the month, but since my birthday was on the 14th, I had a lot going on. So I basically held off until now. Between now and Christmas, this is a really good window where I could do this episode. So hopefully, this comes out well, and hopefully you guys understand where I'm coming from because nothing's drastic is going on, but when it comes to gaming and where I am right now, there's a lot on my mind and I want to really talk about it. So if this is your first time here, welcome. I like to talk about gaming. I am a huge gamer and it's one of the things I love to do. But, turning 40, I can't believe I said that. Turning 40 had me thinking about some things. So I'm going to talk about that. I'm also going to talk about my son who is 3. He started gaming and what's going to happen for 2023 because this may or may not be. I may do a video pertaining to what's going on for, what I got for Christmas, what my wife got, what my son got when it comes to gaming, because I think all three of us are going to have something that's pertaining to gaming, as gifts. So I'll probably, talk about that. And I'm really looking forward to 2023. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this video. I welcome you if this is your first time here. I really appreciate it. Uh, I'm a huge gamer. I love gaming. I mean, as you can see, I have another camera that's set up, but it's not up. But I have like another 10 consoles behind me. I think I got about 8 over there, maybe 10. I think it's 8 or 10 or something like that. And I got all my next gen consoles on this side over here, this side. Behind me, you see all my retro stuff, and like I said, the retro stuff and more consoles over there. And over, I got consoles all over this room. I have uh, a very good, solid collection. I love video games, and I got my gaming PC, got my other PC right here, and it is a fantastic hobby. I love it. But me turning 40 made me think about some things. It made me really think about what type of games I really like, what type of games I really have patience for, and what games that I really want to play. And I know there's a lot of good stuff going on now in the current state of gaming with PlayStation 5 and Xbox, but I I'm not saying I don't like the newer games. I do, but I'm wondering what am I doing when it comes to newer games? Because like right now, I am enjoying High on Life. I think High on Life is a phenomenal game. A lot of people give that game a lot of flack, but I think the game is pretty good. I just recently bought a few more games for my PlayStation 5 that I'm going to be playing. I bought Dolmen, and I'm still playing Dragon Quest 11. I think that's a great game. And there's a few other ones I have over there that I just picked up. I may do a pickup video talking about those. I might get back to doing those and really tell you what games I picked up sometime in the future. But excuse me, but I feel like with the games that are out now, what kind of gaming that I really want to do? Am I really in this whole situation to continue to collect? Because I want to play games that I want to play. I don't like to buy games just to buy them. I do that with the original Xbox, and I'm almost at a complete collection of the original Xbox. I don't know if that's a good thing, but I may just do the original Xbox and that's it as far as complete collections. But these other games that I have, I've been finding myself buying games that I really don't really want. And I think when you turn a certain age, and it's probably going across the board for everybody else, but when you turn a certain age, you start to really put things in perspective and look at things and like, all right, what am I doing here? Because I feel I have enough games for a lifetime. I think I have enough games to actually say I don't need to buy anything else. If I don't buy any other more games for now, and everything stays intact as far as all the consoles still work and everything, I'm good. Because I mean, I'm not even talking about the games I have on PC. Because with my Steam and GOG and my EA account and Epic, I have another couple of hundred games on my PC, so I don't have to worry about that. But I do get a nostalgic kick, and I think that's what it is. I think it's more nostalgia than anything for a lot of the let's say fourth, fifth, and sixth generation. I think from the Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis up until the original Xbox GameCube, I just love that generation. I mean, even the Saturn, the PS1, and the N64. I have a sucker for those games, and I always like to pick those games up, and I think that's the time where, for me, the nostalgia kick really hit. When I was growing up as a kid on those three generations, and I can find myself just picking up games for those all day long, and I still believe to this day the best games came from the fourth, fifth, and sixth generation. I think the sixth generation was like that epitome for me, where I felt like this is a peak gaming. Now, there's no disrespect to the PS3 and the Xbox 360. I think those still had some phenomenal games, and those games are really good to play. Like, you can see right over my head, I got a bunch of PS3 games right there, and right under, in front of me where you can see my eye length right here, I have a bunch of 360 games. So I do have a spot for a lot of them. And, the thing is, I think gaming in general is like really, really good if you find your area of the area of gaming that you want to have. Like, there's something for everybody in all aspects of gaming. And I think that when you become a certain age, you really look, and not necessarily, and I'm gonna get into this in a second, not necessarily getting into what everybody else is doing and really find what you like. You'll realize that there's a lot of stuff that's mainstream that you personally may not like. Sometimes we just do it because we see it. And I see this all the time in gaming, where people got to have the new stuff, and they may not like the new stuff, but they play it just to be a part of the conversation. I feel sometimes you just have to be the conversation. You don't have to be a part of it. Be the conversation. Be the person that you are, and control your narrative and do what you like. Now, I know that means you're going to have hundreds of different opinions on, everybody's going which way, and you're going to have some type of collective of people that are going to follow, one, two, maybe a couple dozen of people who have a message out. So that's kind of difficult. But if you're really serious about what you like, and not afraid of worrying about where that will take you, I'm always a big advocate of doing you. Always. So I really feel that I'm in a good space in gaming right now, where sometimes I just feel like I just cut on the video camera, or cut on the webcam, and just talk to you about some stuff that I really, really like. I am a big, big fan of fighting games, and I love the way Tekken 8 looks. I love the way that Street Fighter 6 looks, and I love the communities that are behind those. But then again, I would turn right back around and go play Tekken 5, or I'll go play Tekken 2, or I'll play Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition. Those are the things that I like to, be a part of, or I like to play. I like to be a part of those communities, but I also love when people pay homage to, or they go back and appreciate where all this came from. And I think that's one of the reasons why I love Tekken 7, because Tekken 7 pretty much seems like it gives homage to Tekken 5. Or I like the way what Street Fighter 6 is looking like, because it looks like it's paying homage to Street Fighter 3. And I think that's one thing that keeps people like me at 40 actually continue to be engaged with gaming, because I love new stuff, and I love the uniqueness of new things, but I always like the uniqueness that has a little tidbit of its roots. I don't like when games try to go all the way back, or not go all the way back, but go so far forward that it is almost unrecognizable. That's one of the reasons why I did not care for the first God of War 2018, until I noticed that they had the blades in the game. When they had the blades and the chains, I was like, okay, I see what they're doing. And I may go back and play that in Ragnarok. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's strayed too far away, in my opinion. And I know that's not a popular opinion because people love the new God of Wars, but I just look at it like, man, could you guys like really redo or remaster again the first three God of Wars? I find, even do God of War Ascension. I think those games were phenomenal, and I may go back and play and beat those again for like the fifth time. I don't know. It's just my thing is I love those games, and I love games that love to do that. Now that doesn't take away from anything saying that I want to play just a bunch of old stuff all the time because I like playing, like I said, High on Life. High on Life is a phenomenal game, and it's very unique. It's very unique, and I didn't think it'd be anything like that. So I like the uniqueness of games, but then again, if you already had roots in the game, I like it when they pay homage to where they came from. I think that's something really, really I think it's really, really awesome to do that. I also think that I'm starting to feel, and I don't want to ramble on this too much longer because I could talk about this all day. I also feel that um gaming in general, for me, I'm starting to take gaming like I do my music. Like music nowadays, I don't want to ramble too far into this one, but I like my music like mid 2000s, early 2000s. Anything newer, I'll listen to it, but I'm not really attached to it because back then those are the games. Those I mean, not those are the games. That's what the music that I used to love, and I still listen to it to this day. And that's why you still see like the Grand Theft Auto, the old Grand Theft Auto stuff behind me because I'm, that whole era of video games and the Grand Theft Autos and all the games that came around that time around the PS2 original Xbox era is that's the type of stuff I used to love, and I still love it to this day. The definitive edition, if that ever gets finished and fixed properly, I'll play Vice City in San Andreas. I beat GTA 3 like it was nothing. That was too easy. But I'm looking at games in general, like the newer stuff. I'll take a look at it, but I'm not really on it like that. And I want something new to keep my attention. And if it's something new that kind of has that old, I ain't gonna say old, but even if it has like a decent feel where I feel challenged, then I'm all for it. And I think that's one of the things about gaming in general. I have to feel like I'm challenged. I heard like there's plenty of games out there that keeps you engaged and keep you challenged and not necessarily all about a story. Like I've learned to understand like if a game has a story, I'll probably play it, but I'm not gonna be into it because I don't like games that tell me a story. I want games that I feel like I'm progressing in. And I think that's one of the reasons why I like sports titles. I like top down shooters. Like the arcade shooters. I like, hell, even with High on Life, even though that has a story in it, it still feels like I'm, actually being challenged. And I think it's because it's so unique as well. So I'm looking at these other games. I just recently bought another game for PS3. It was made by Tecmo. I can't remember the name of it. I got it over there. I'll talk about it when I do my pickups video. I think I'm gonna be doing the pickups video on it. And I saw some reviews on it, and a lot of people saying it was a really awkward game, but it was really challenging. I bought another game over here that I thought was challenging. Secret of Mana, a game that I always talked about on the Super Nintendo Mini that I didn't really play when I was young, and I'm loving Secret of Mana. That game is awesome. I think I did an episode on Secret of Mana on one of the VF casts. That game is great. So I bought Secret of Mana, the PS4 version of that. And I really want to get into more of that whole thing, that whole journey of playing the Secret of Mana. I think Trials of Mana. I don't know if the sequel to Secret of Mana came out over here on the PS4, but I know it didn't come out on Super NES, and I want to get that as well. But I just gaming at 40. I know I've probably been rambling, but gaming at 40, it just feels like I am content. I'm good where I am. I have a lot of games. I'm so blessed to have all these games, and I love the fact that I'm going to be able to enjoy these. I don't see myself stopping necessarily in collecting. I do feel like the PS5, Xbox Series probably be the last console I will probably be on. I don't see something has to really, really jump out to say, um, I'm going to jump onto the next phase again. 'Cause I think everything after this is probably going to just expand from the PS5, Xbox Series, and just everything just going to be PC. I just don't see myself after all these consoles I have. I don't see myself buying another console after the PS5 and Xbox Series. I just don't see it. I've been thinking about it for a very long time, ever since I started picking up PS5 games. And after everything else that I have, I don't think I see it. I know some people probably be like, you're probably gonna end up doing it, but I just don't see it. I don't see it right now. And I'll probably just end up, you know, I may get a PS5 Pro, but I'm talking about like PlayStation 6 or whatever. I may just get to the point where I'll back out of it. If anything, my son will probably be on it more than I would, and I'll probably buy it for him because I think I have enough. As far as gaming go, I literally have enough. I can continue to collect and pick up games for what I have now instead of adding more to what I have. I As far as console wise adding, I think I'll just add based on what I have. I hope that makes sense. Um, well, 16 minutes in, I've been almost 17 minutes in. I've been talking about myself gaming at 40, and I think that's where that's going to end. I'm going to talk about my son. My son is 3 years old. My son's 3 years old, and I got him playing. Well, I don't have him playing. He's been wanting to play games for a while, and so he started playing games on my original Xbox, and he was playing like monster trucks. He loves monster trucks, and he turned around. And he likes Sonic because Sonic is fast, and he's turned out to be pretty good at playing these two games. But I think what got him was when he started playing the Paw Patrol games. When he played the Paw Patrol games, that's when he was that's where everything took off. And I watched him sit back and play the game, and I know the game is a little bit more simplified for kids, but watch him at 3 and watch him go through those missions, and I literally watch him beat that game. I was like, wow, he really likes this. But just though to be honest, I've never watched a kid, a child, a toddler. He's basically a toddler. Never watched a toddler sit and be so in tune with something and learning how to problem solve and overcome it with, not even gonna say with ease, but with a much, with the dog. I've just never seen a little child do something like this on their own. He needed help from me a couple of times, like he needed to jump on a platform here or there, or because he had trouble jumping up on a platform that they do in the Paw Patrol games. But to watch him actually play, because he played like 90% of the game, and watch him play and complete a video game, and he did it all on his own, I found that very, very fascinating. I found it, I was proud. I found it really interesting. And it's something that I wonder, is this something that's going to continue to carry on with him? And if it is, me as a parent, I got to figure out how to curtail it so he doesn't do too much of it. But at the same time, I want him to be really good at that type of gaming. I don't want him to be in any of these crazy loot box and crazy gambling type of games where he feels like he has to be catching up with everybody else, like I was talking about earlier, trying to be fitting on with everybody else to spend money and be addicted to the. I like the game that he was playing with the Paw Patrol game because it was a problem-solving game. He learned while playing. I guess what they call it, edutainment. I want him to be a part of that to where he feel that he can learn as he go. Because I can tell that he was learning, he was engaged, it was so fun. And it made me proud because I'm glad that there are games out here like this. I think there's been games like out here like this for a long time. All the way going back to what is it? I know there was a Mario game about mathematics or something like that on the NES. And I think there was some more games back in the Atari. But myself, I didn't look at none of that stuff. Hell, I was trying to play Pole Position. I was trying to play Pac-Man on the Atari, Yard's Revenge, Missile Command, going into NES, the usual stuff, Sega, the usual stuff. I never really looked into the edutainment part of it, but I'm glad that it's still out there. They're still making those type of games to this day, even on modern consoles, because he did this on the Xbox One and he had a phenomenal time. And this is something that I approve of. I'm proud of. I don't mind him playing like racing games, long as I don't have like crazy DLC or whatever. He's been playing the Hot Wheels game, which, speaking of DLC, there were certain cars that he wanted, and I bought them for him because he gets almost anything that he wants, but that's another story for another day. But he was very, very in tune with learning and how to problem solve. And I think this is one thing that a lot of people don't, get right about gaming. Gaming, you can expand your mind to learn so much with video games. Video games is not all mindless, fun, and you don't learn anything and you just frying your brain. No, when you really play certain games where you have to problem solve or figure certain things out, those games can be very beneficial. And I saw it work for my son where he, learned some things, and I think that's something that a lot of people really don't look at. They don't look at it. I think they do a really good job. Goodness, my hands are ashy. They do a really good job of, teaching kids in some ways. So I'm always trying to get him to play games where he can learn stuff. And I thought that was really, really cool that he was able to do that. And hopefully it will continue to build because he likes Paw Patrol. I think I'm going to end up getting him like some PJ Masks games, some monster truck games that he'll like, Lightning McQueen and Cars. There's a lot of games that's for kids. That's probably even on Game Pass, which is another reason why I do like Game Pass a lot. That's something that, if you have a child that likes the game, I highly recommend getting Game Pass. It's no question, no brainer. Get it for real. So I think that's something else I would not mind, looking into. This is a really good look for my son. I really love what he's doing. Before I get out of here, I want to talk about what's new for 2023. There's going to be a lot of changes, not only on here, but the other channel as well. I'm getting some more equipment. So hopefully the podcasts and the videos and all the content creating I do will be much more higher quality. I want to do more, more content, as far as streaming and all that stuff. But one of the big things that's going to happen before I can get into that, I haven't really talked about this. I put it out on Twitter, but I haven't really talked about it. My wife just got a new job, and more than likely we're going to be moving. So all this here, what you see in the background, is probably going to be slowly but surely taken down because we're going to get ready to move to another. We're probably gonna get ready to move to another state. Basically, we're gonna be moving to another state, and once I get that together, I'm gonna have like this whole new setup where it's not gonna just look like a game room. I'm probably gonna have it similar game room / studio, but I think I'm gonna try to get it to look more in tune with my personality. I kind of got it the way it is if you look around, but it's not exactly how I want it. So it's going to be pretty exciting to get that up and running and, and moving. And my wife got a new job, so she's happy. My son, we told our son about it. He's pretty much like, yeah, I'm ready to move. Let's do it. And it's going to be really cool to see because I want to make the best content possible for you guys. I want to be able to put more content out for you guys. And I know I'm already stretched thin enough with my full-time job, doing my other channel and doing this one as well. But I feel like I owe it to you guys to give you the best content possible, because you guys, even though it's a small group of us, you guys are continuously watching, you continuously staying loyal, you guys are continuously giving me feedback. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. And with us moving, everything is going to continue to be, on the up and up, and try to give you the most content possible. Try to keep it up with both podcasts. Just give you a little insight on the journey that we're doing. We do move to another place and all this other things, and I think it's going to be really, really awesome to see us, move to another place together. Not just with my wife and my son, but even with you guys. I mean, you guys are going to be moving along too, because you guys are going to be still watching the content, hopefully, and we're going to do this whole thing together. And in the meantime, there's going to be a lot of things that we could talk about within, gaming, and how I'm going to set up the room, and how I'm going to set everything up, and how does this pertain to my wife and my son, because he be gaming up here too, like how all of that is going to work. And it's going to be really interesting to see, so that's pretty much what's new for 2023. I thought this episode was going to be a little bit longer, but I got everything in like I wanted to, because I usually try to talk about 1 or 2 topics, but these 3 topics that I'm talking about, they're a lot of heavy topics, doing the type of gaming I'm doing. My son is gaming now, us as a family moving, what does this all mean? And it's like, this is pretty cool. This is going to be a really, really awesome adventure that we go on to get to our destination. And once we get there, hopefully we'll be able to celebrate properly, and just have a new environment of content creating and gaming, because I feel like this is just the beginning, guys. I mean, we're close to 200 subs, and you guys make this go, and hopefully I'll be able to continue to give you the best content possible. And I just hope you guys just continue to support. I really appreciate it. I think that's going to be the end of this episode 61 of the VF Cast. This probably be the last VF Cast of the year. Hopefully when you start seeing the next episode or the next video, you'll start seeing some changes in here, because like I said, I'm going to be moving. So give you more content when it comes to my son, him gaming, let you know how that's going. Whatever I'm going to be talking about in gaming over here. Probably talk more about High on Life, because I really like that game, and probably with some other stuff I got going on here. I think it's some more pickups or whatever the case may be, and other things that I may find interesting. So thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. Share this episode. Let people know what I'm doing over here, and I will see you guys on the next one. I really, really appreciate it. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to run some errands. I got a few things I got to do. And I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy. Y'all be blessed. Peace.